So ISO as a service is a product that combines everything you need to get certified. So
Mhm.
you have the consulting, you have someone who's writing the policies for you, you have a good working software as a base,
Mhm.
Conformio, yeah. Um, and you have the certification body in it as well, but it's all out of one hand. So you
Okay.
have one point of contact, one single point of truth, and you have the whole lead through the whole project over the complete life cycle of the certificate.
Mhm.
So not just half a year or a year until you have your certificate, but over all 3 years that the certificate is living.
Welcome to Secure and Simple podcast. In this podcast, we demystify cybersecurity governance, compliance with various standards and regulations, and other topics that are of interest for consultants, CISOs, and other cybersecurity professionals. Hello, I'm Dejan Kosutic, the CEO at Advisera and the host of Secure and Simple podcast. Today, my guest is a very interesting consultant. His name is Alexander Jaber, and he's the CEO of Compliant Business Solutions GmbH, a consulting company from Germany. Now, they're mainly focused on the German-speaking countries, so Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, but they also have customers around the world, for example, in the United States. And they already served roughly 200 customers and achieved more than 100 certifications. So this is a great success for a company. So in today's podcast, you'll learn how their specific innovative approach to consulting can actually drive success for a consultancy. So welcome to the show, Alexander.
Thank you, Dan. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's excellent having you here on the show. So, how did you actually start? How did you get into consulting? What motivated you actually to start with this kind of a business?
That's a pretty good question. I haven't been a good talker for my whole life until I went into the IT business.
Hmm.
And it might sound a little bit paradox because IT and good talking are not always aligned. Um,
Yes.
but I learned or had in my first job after university. I
Hmm.
was in a data center
Hmm.
for public services. It was a big one. They had failover clustering and also all sorts of security measures and so on. And they also had a lot of consultants.
Hmm.
And when I was talking to them, and I was a little bit, yeah, let's say, spoiled by service desk work.
Hmm.
It wasn't my main focus. I had been doing Windows and SAP administration for several years,
Hmm.
Windows and DOS since I was 8 years old.
Uh-huh.
So pretty much of knowledge. And that was the point where I said, okay, I have to find new borders
Hmm.
that I could break down for me. And so when I was talking to the consultants, they told me that they were always learning new things on every project, and I
Hmm.
love to learn. And so it was the clear thing to step into that part of business.
Okay. And are you satisfied with your consulting career?
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, yes. In the beginning, I was consultant in a bigger German consulting company
Uh-huh.
with about 100 consultants, and they were like a family. It was great working there. Then they came into a global business,
Hmm.
were bought by Cognizant,
Hmm.
and with Cognizant, with about a quarter million of employees, there came the point when the person was just a number and wasn't heard anymore, and that was kind of sad, because we from the consulting company we came from, we had a high quality standard, and that was they didn't match to that quality standard, and that was the point when I said, okay, I want to keep this quality standard, and I founded the Compliant Business Solutions.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm there for about 9 years now. 10 next year in I think it's March, and I'm pretty happy still.
Okay. Excellent to hear. So it's good to hear this success story, and actually someone who is satisfied in this kind of consulting business. This is, I think, very important. Okay, let's switch gears to the your services that you're offering. So what I understood is that you're offering ISO 27001 as a service. Can you just explain a little bit what this is and how this works?
Yeah, of course. So ISO as a service is a product that combines everything you need to get certified. So you have the consulting, you have someone who's writing the policies for you, you have a good working software on as a basis or as a base, Conformio. Yeah. And you have the certification body in it as well, but it's all out of one hand. So you have one point of contact, one single point of truth, and you have the whole lead through through the whole project over the complete life cycle of the certificate. So not just half a year or a year until you have your certificate, but over all 3 years that the certificate is living. And of course, we are accompanying our customers for longer if they want to.
Sure.
So when you go into recertification, we are also on your side.
Okay. And how long does this arrangement between you and customers last? So is this 1 year or 3 years, or how long?
It's 3 years, recurring. So every life cycle of the certification, we can part ways if our customers want, but at the moment we don't have any customers that want to.
Okay, this is great. And
just so that there's no misunderstanding, we have customers, but the customers we have don't want to part ways.
Okay, so obviously they see the benefit. So if I understood well, all of these services that you mentioned are actually part of this package. And what was your really why did you actually create this kind of a different service in the consulting market? Because I didn't see really this kind of a service very often. So what kind of triggered you to create this specific service?
It's yeah, to say it in short, it's what I heard from all the company leaders I've been talking to. Over the consulting, I'm often talking to CEOs from different companies, and especially when you look at small and medium-sized enterprises, these companies, especially in Germany, they have special needs. They are very aware of pricing. They are very aware of cash flow. They are also very aware of what they are able to deliver and what not. And they have the issue that they often must deliver a certificate to get in contact with bigger customers. And they don't know how to do it. They are afraid to do it because it's much of work. For them, it seems like they have to climb Mount Everest. And on top, they have to buy all the climbing gear. So it's also very pricey.
Yeah.
And that's the point where I got the idea to say, okay, how can we help them? How can we address these needs and pack it all up?
Yeah, yeah.
Do it for them because they don't know how to do it. And in the way I don't know if you are still doing work on your car. Normally, I'm putting my car in the workshop and let them do their magic, yeah, and hopefully it comes back repaired.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the same thing, I think.
Hmm. Okay, and how does this service, this ISO as a service that you're providing, how does this differ from, let's say, traditional consulting job?
How is it? How is it different? It's on the one side, it's different in the complete package. So you have everything you need. You don't have to buy anything in excess.
Okay.
The other thing is that it's a highly individualized and standardized product at once.
Okay.
So on the one side, we try to standardize the process to get to the goal pretty quick. So we are done with the certification within 3 to 6 months. What is
Great.
pretty quick in my mind. Not the normal way has about 9 to 18 months. And yeah, we are also the information security, the CISO for our customers. So we accompany the customer through the whole journey.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's also a thing because the customer can trustfully hand all the work over to us, and we just tell him if he has to adapt something in his infrastructure or do some changes in a software or something like that, and that's all. And we do all the other work.
Great. So if I understood well, the main difference is, let's say, towards traditional consulting is that first you are including the certification also in the package, right? Which is typically not done by other consultants. And
Yeah.
the other thing is that you're not stopping at the implementation. You're also working on the maintenance once once the client gets the certificate, and you package all things up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. Sounds great. And why did you decide actually to change this? So what kind of or better to say, why do the customers prefer this kind of a service versus a more traditional service?
Let's answer. Maybe I can ask one question as an answer.
Uh-huh.
How do you want to buy your car? Do you want to go to the dealer and he is leading you into the back, into the workshop? You have to unpack all single parts of your car and have to build it under the eyes of a consultant who tells you what to do and how to build every part? Or do you want to get your car already built the way you like it and just drive with it?
Yeah, yeah, understood. It makes sense. I mean, the consult. I mean, in my view, also the most of the consultants are missing this opportunity of actually maintaining the system, right? Once it's already in place, once the companies get certified, and I think this is really a big opportunity that lots of consultants are missing, and I really do like what you're doing here. Now, the question here is. How do you actually ensure that the quality in this kind of in this kind of jobs? Because if you actually take over most of these tasks from a customer and do this for customers, how do you ensure that they actually get it right? How do you ensure that they really take over the responsibility over the security or whatever standard they're implementing?
It's yeah, we are taking them closely with us. So we are not just taking everything and run and sometime at one point of time throw it all back at the customer and say, go, we'll live with it. We take them with us in the journey. So in the beginning, we are doing an onboarding workshop. We are doing a management kickoff. We are doing a team kickoff. So everybody is involved in the process, but not much. They know it is there. They get informations. They get trainings and all that. And if the customer wants a CISO on its own, we are also training the CISO to be able to maintain the system. So when we move out of the maintenance part, the customer is not left alone as well. So we also accompany the customer in that part. So if there are any questions, you can always reach out to us. And ongoing, we also do every internal audit and management review with the customer every year.
Okay.
So not like most consultants do it. They accompany you until you have your certification audit. Often they don't attend in the audit, and then they are out and never to be seen again. We come back every year, and we also drive that process actively. So we're not waiting until our customer is asking us to come for an internal audit. We are making the appointments, and we are coming and have a look, and then tell them if there are some things to do, or if some things have gone astray or are left behind, or something like that, and also how to heal that.
Great. So it seems to me that this kind of a collaboration or interaction with the customer, or active interaction with the customer, is what brings this level of quality in these jobs, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Sounds great. Now, what do you see as the biggest challenges in this kind of service? So, I mean, it's probably not everything ideal, right? Some customers might be, let's say, skeptical. So, what are typical challenges that you see in this kind of approach?
The biggest challenges. The biggest challenges are, customers that are unsure if everything is going right. So the main task we have to do, besides the professional part, is to be humans and to give our customers the trust that everything will work out as predicted, as we say that it will work out. And one might think that the main part or the hardest part are people that are naysayers, that are blocking everything, that don't want any change. But these people aren't the hardest part, to be true. You can always take these people aside, have a one-on-one talk, find out what's their issue, and bring them to your side. Even adapt them as main users of the system, so that you can turn them into helpers pretty fast and pretty well. The missing trust in the beginning is often the main part. So you have to open up the customer. You have to give him the trust. You have to give him the feeling of company, and not to be left alone. That's the most difficult part, I think.
Yeah. Is there any trick that you can share on how you achieve actually this raising of trust? Anything that you do specifically to achieve this?
Anything specific? Let me think about. I think the main part to give the feeling of trust and a deep feeling of company is to be open, to be honest, to listen. What are the issues? What are the thoughts the customer has, and to address these. To solve these, and to take the customer in with you as a part of the journey, to walk side by side through the process, through the questions they have, through the obligations they have, and to objections, not obligations, through to the objections they have, so that they feel they are heard. And I think that's one of the main parts.
Mm-hmm. No, great. I fully agree with you, and I agree that best consultants are the ones actually that can listen to the customer. Very often, consultants are not listening; they're simply talking, and then they can't fix the problem of of their customers. And yeah, so definitely talking, listening, and then actually fixing the problem. This is how we build trust. Um, okay, great. I understood that. You're using some tools. I know that you're using Advisera's Conformio for also this kind of a work. So how important are these kind of tools to actually deliver this kind of ISO as a service?
I think they are pretty important because um, we want to hand over a car to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we go on a test drive, we do some drive training, some security drive trainings with the customer, and then we want the customer to drive on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And if the underlying software is not supporting this driving process,
Uh-huh.
because it has a simple cockpit and it's easy to adapt to it, it's intuitive,
Mm-hmm.
then the customer is not able to ride that vehicle. So
Mm-hmm.
if I would hand a pretty complex software over to the customer, I could as well put them into the cockpit of a plane.
Okay. Okay, great. Great. Okay. What would you say? Is this kind of a service more, let's say, relevant for smaller companies, or is this something that also could be done with the larger organizations? I mean, larger customers.
Yeah. What do you how do you define smaller companies and bigger companies?
I don't know, let's say smaller, let's say 50, maybe 100 employees, or larger, I don't know, a couple of hundred employees and more.
Okay. Yeah, the tool. So the concept is mainly focused on companies up to about 200 to 250 people.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, for bigger companies, we do, let's say, enterprise solutions,
Uh-huh.
depending on what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that? Because often bigger companies have more complex infrastructure, not on the technical, but on the human side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this often takes more time and more understanding. And it's often the biggest part of work in projects with bigger companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also, or as well, the least plannable part.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we kept the product.
Yeah, and I assume these bigger companies already have their, let's say, CISOs or security officers, so they sometimes they do not need this maintenance part afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do you? I understood that you also have an interesting a way to charge for these services. So can you share a little bit how are
Yeah.
you charging for this? Because I find this very, very interesting.
Yeah, we're charging on a monthly rate.
Mm-hmm.
So when we walk the way together, walk down the road together for 3 years, we will
Mm-hmm.
charge monthly for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't have much impact on your cash flow if you
Uh-huh.
work with us, but it's plannable, it's fixed. You don't have any extra costs, and yeah,
So, and
that's
just to
all.
clarify, what companies are paying in the first couple of months monthly, the same price they will pay monthly, I don't know, after 8 months or 12 months or 14 months, because
Yeah,
this is, I would say, very unusual for this consulting business. Most consulting companies are charging, a bigger fee in the beginning because they're investing much
yeah,
more effort into this. And
yeah,
also, especially if you include certification services, this is also a bigger, let's say, part of the price. So, how do you actually manage this from your cash flow point of view? Because you have to invest more resources into the job in the beginning,
yeah.
but you're not charging as much. So, how do you handle this?
Yeah, how do we handle this? With a lot of trust. Um, yeah, to be true, why are we doing this? Because we know how SMEs work.
Uh-huh.
They often don't have that huge amount of cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can help them to keep the cash flow steady, we
Mm-hmm.
also help them to grow. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
point. We want to grow together. That's
Mm-hmm.
why my decision was to break up the big part of money into 36 smaller parts.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing, and also to cap the price. So it's fixed price, and you don't have to pay anything in excess.
Mm-hmm.
And regarding the bigger effort in the beginning, yes, it's there, definitely.
Yeah.
And how do we cope with it? Um, Also by good housekeeping with our own
Mm-hmm.
resources. So
Mm-hmm.
we also have cash flow to manage,
Yeah.
and I think we are doing this quite well, and that's how we can do this.
Yeah. No, but because I find this very, very interesting because I can understand how clients are finding this appealing because this is almost the same as if they were, I don't know, paying for, I don't know, for some kind of an online service. I mean, a software as a service, right? Or if
Yeah,
they were paying some kind of, I don't know, accountant service or something like this. So I can understand why they actually come to you because they see from the cash flow point of view, they actually see this as much easier to convert into customer. So it's yeah. And okay, you probably have to earn less in the beginning, but earn more afterwards. But I understand that this could be a very very profitable model. Okay, great. So. Let's maybe switch a little bit to the topic to AI. I understood that you have a big interest in AI as well. And what do you think? How will artificial intelligence change this compliance world? So, what will happen in the future, in your opinion?
oh, that's a great question. Thank you. Um, how will artificial intelligence change that point? Um, I'm playing around with AI all the time. Currently, with good prompting, I'm able to get near senior-like answers from AI.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty tough because I myself would say I'm an expert or a principal consultant to adjust the level. And if I can if I look at the quality I'm getting out of AI,
Uh-huh.
um, where will where will we have any juniors anymore in
Hmm.
the near time? So
Mm-hmm.
because every work that is done by a junior consultant can be done by AI and
Mm-hmm.
better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one point. And the AI is not only destroying the places of juniors, it's also destroying the places of regular consultants. So
Mm-hmm.
people that are in the job for 2 or 3 years already.
Mm-hmm.
And walking on, I currently read the announcement of ChatGPT 5.0.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and if even old man says it's outgrowing his intellect, I
Mm-hmm.
think the tool will be very capable.
Yeah.
And in the near future, the the market will change in a way that consultants won't have to do junior work anymore in some
Mm-hmm.
kind. I think they will still do some of the junior work to learn,
Mm-hmm.
but they will have AI as a learning companion. So the AI
Mm-hmm.
will help them to get trained to do the work in a certain quality. And maybe we will be able to get people to a senior level within 1 or 2 years, other
Mm-hmm.
than before.
Hmm.
So before we had 2 or 3 years to get people to a consultant level, to regular
Mm-hmm.
consultant level.
Yeah.
And on the edge to a senior consultant. So somewhere between 3 to 5 years of experience made that people became a senior.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one
Yeah.
point that will be, I think, largely impacted by AI.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look, yeah, if you look further, I think with agentic AI and also with APIs, so that AI is able to scan the whole company,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the process can be automated
Mm-hmm. And what does this
in
then leave
enterprise.
for even for senior consultants? If okay, I understand that junior consultants will probably be well, so to say, replaced with AI.
Yeah,
But what about senior consultants? Are they safe from AI, or will their role change as well?
just a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a bit longer. Senior consultants, even principals,
Mm-hmm.
will be replaced in a way, because just ask. Yeah, let's take ChatGPT. Just
Mm-hmm.
ask AI how you should lead your company. Give it all the information you have, and the outcome will be at a pretty high level, at a pretty good level,
Yeah, yeah.
regarding strategy, regarding mid and long-term, short-term strategy, and so on. It will ask you the right questions. And since even building a company is just a recurring process in the end,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's not a big deal for AI.
No, no, I agree with you. I mean, I also play around with it, and I upload all the information about our company, business strategy, the competitive position, SWOT analysis, financial information, product information, marketing plans. I upload everything into ChatGPT, and then I start asking questions, strategic questions. And yes, it's impressive how actually it
Yeah,
understands and how actually it gives me ideas that I didn't think about before. So. This is true. And then, so the question is now, what is then left for consultants if AI is going in this direction? So let's say think about from 5 to 10 years from now. So if you're an owner of, let's say, a consultancy, what does this leave for humans to do? And
mhm.
yeah, so what do you think?
I see. Um, well, working with humans is always human work.
Mm-hmm.
So the human part of the work can't be replaced in a way that you have when you work with a consultant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have someone that maybe has had, yeah, maybe has had the same experiences as you have, that can bond with you on another level, and that is,
Mm-hmm.
in the end, that is a human. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So working with a human is always or will always be part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the next maybe 10 to 15 years, AI will be a very good partner in consulting.
Mm-hmm.
So it will do, I think, pretty most of the work. But since we humans also are curious about things, we want to learn things, even as kids, we will and have to keep this up, and that will be the
Mm-hmm.
part where the consultants will also be the ones that will have to learn and keep learning all the time,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if there is an felt almighty partner that knows everything, because it
Mm.
has all the knowledge of the whole
Yeah,
of the whole
yeah.
mankind at its bare hands.
Hmm. No, I fully agree with you. I think that what AI will not be able to do in the next, let's say, 10 to 20 years is deal with people. And especially, all of these AI technologies that are coming into place will change information security, will change, I don't know, our regular operations. This means that, for example, companies that have already 27001 or 9001 will also have to manage change because of AI. Now, these changes are the most difficult things to do, and this is something AI cannot do. This needs really a person, right? A consultant in this case. So I think that there will be a huge opportunity for consultants who will actually manage change that will happen because of AI, right? So
Yeah,
it's I think this is a huge opportunity. And by the way, I launched recently a course for consultants where I put emphasis on how to manage change in companies because, especially because of this effect. So it's yeah, it's certainly I fully agree with you here. Now,
I can really
speaking,
recommend that. Yeah.
great. So speaking of AI and AI agents, how do
Yeah.
you see actually AI agents changing a compliance business? So can you give a couple of examples on what do you think will happen?
Um, they they can not yet do, but they can have a huge impact.
Hmm.
At the moment, AI is mostly used to write some policies or something like
Hmm.
that, based on maybe APIs or
Hmm.
information gotten from APIs. Um, I think in the future, AI will be able to be to be connected to the whole company or to all the company systems
Hmm.
and to adjust the systems, to do customizing in the systems
Hmm.
or set new configurations. So not just like like a configuration management database, but also far more. So like a person that is able to see all the systems at once and
Yeah.
to um, drive out any vulnerabilities of the systems by aligning all the configurations to each other so that
Hmm.
they will work perfectly. I think that's one big part where AI will be very helpful.
Hmm.
And yeah, not just in compliance, but also in defense. So an AI-based SOC, yeah, or
Hmm.
AI-based blue teaming and so on. This will be a big part. And one more thing regarding any requirements coming to the company. So out of contracts, out of laws, out of international laws, and so on. AI will be able to have an overview over all requirements
Hmm.
dropping out of all this content,
Hmm.
and it's a main issue in every company, no matter how big or how small.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
often I often see bigger awareness for that in small companies than in big
Hmm.
companies. Um, this will be a big point, a very big point, to have a good overview over all the requirements, to have a good requirement management, to see what requirements have which impact to the company, and what can be even a big saving point
Yeah.
because you're doing something very expensive for one customer, and that customer has already left the company 10 years ago.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you fully, and I think these kind of AI agents will be able to actually analyze your company in real time. So they will be able to, I don't know, analyze your messages in, I don't know, Slack or Microsoft Teams or
Yeah,
your emails and tell you if you're doing something that is not compliant with policies or procedures. So it will be certainly a huge, huge. It will be a very different world very soon.
definitely. There will be a point in one time. So if we drive that further, yeah, there will
Hmm.
be a point where we have to where we will have to decide what we want to do.
Hmm.
So everything will be done. If at that point that AI will be surpassing the human intellect, and it will have physical bodies. We have capable robots and already.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the bodies are there. I don't think that Terminator scenario will come up. I think it will in the beginning support the humans.
Hmm.
And at one point, maybe with the general AI, but that's kind of utopian and dystopian in one thing.
Anyway, this might be a good topic for another podcast. So let's wrap up the discussion today. So what would you kind of select as the most important points that consultants should keep in mind to build their business?
Consultants should keep in mind to build their business.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the people, listen to them,
Mm-hmm.
and help them with all you've got. Then you will be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I fully agree with you. Again, these are very good insights, and then thank you for sharing these insights. And it's been a pleasure talking to Alexander.
Same to me. Thank you, Dejan.
Yeah, thanks again. And thank you all for watching or listening this podcast, and see you again in 2 weeks' time in the next episode of Secure and Simple podcast. Thanks for making it this far in today's episode of Secure and Simple podcast. Here's some useful info for consultants and other professionals who do cybersecurity governance and compliance for a living. On Advisera website, you can check out various tools that can help your business. For example, Conformia software enables you to streamline and scale ISO 27001 implementation and maintenance for your clients. White label documentation toolkits for NIS2, DORA, ISO 27001 and other ISO standards enable you to create all the required documents for your clients. Accredited lead auditor and lead implementer courses for various standards and frameworks enable you to show your expertise to potential clients. And a learning management system called Company Training Academy with numerous videos for NIS2, DORA, ISO 27001 and other frameworks enable you to organize training and awareness programs for your clients' workforce. Check out the links in the description below for more information. If you like this podcast, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us with better ranking, and I would also appreciate if you share it with your colleagues. That's it for today. Stay safe.